Barbara Walters and her adopted daughter Jacqueline had such a turbulent connection that at one point the renowned journalist hired a former Green Beret to find the child after she ran away during her high school years. According to Susan Page's forthcoming biography, The Rulebreaker, The Life and Times of Barbara Walters, Barbara came to the conclusion that her daughter's struggles were mostly due to her adoption. Despite their problems, Barbara never apologized for adopting Jackie. Following a few miscarriages, the Today Show alum was keen to start a family and was married to her second husband, Lee Goober, in 1968. When Walters's old friend and notorious lawyer Roy Cohn discovered a newborn girl they could adopt, they were ecstatic and picked her up 4 days after she was born. However, the driven journalist did not let being a mother prevent her from doing her work. Walters subsequently remarked, "I took her home on a Friday, and I went to the office on Monday." When Jackie was just 3 years old, Walters and Goober ended their 9-year marriage. Jacqueline was able to enroll in Dalton, an upscale private school on the Upper East Side, by pulling strings. However, Page says that when Jackie grew older, Walters would be perplexed and disappointed that she didn't share her passions for the city, for society and fashion, for whatever news was breaking and whatever newsmaker was breaking it. Dalton was also challenging for the child. The new book claims that Jacqueline had few friends and was an indifferent student. When she was 12 years old, Page writes, she towered over the other kids in her class, pushing 6 feet tall, making her feel even more like a misfit. She would invite other girls over for sleepovers at her apartment, but she was rarely invited back. Jackie is fleece if Barbara is couture, according to a statement made by Jane Pauley. According to Pages, Jacqueline and her mother had been at odds for years. Their relationship was in a downward spiral by the time Jacqueline was a teenager. Jacqueline was behaving out, smoking weed, drinking alcohol, and popping quaaludes. When she was 13, she would slink out of the apartment while wearing a miniskirt and fishnet stockings to Studio 54 for parties, returning home around 4 in the morning. She was sent to boarding schools for troublesome teenagers from wealthy families after being driven out of Dalton. She was expelled from a Connecticut school for not attending classes on campus. Then, in the Los Angeles summer of 1985, Walters enrolled her daughter in the Parsons School of Design, a residential high school program. Walters received a call 2 weeks later informing him that Jacqueline had vanished. Together with a companion she had met in Connecticut, she had fled. Page states that Barbara was clueless about the whereabouts of her adolescent daughter for 4 anxious days. In 2002, Jacqueline admitted to NBC, "I was a runaway. Running was something I cherished. I believed that running would take care of everything." At some point, Walters received a call informing her that Jacqueline was safe in New Mexico. After speaking with her, the 2020 actress dispatched a former Green Beret with experience in picking up runways to pick up her daughter, who was then enrolled in an Idaho intervention program. In the end, Jacqueline completed the Idaho program to receive her high school diploma. She did not reply to a request for comment. After that, she relocated to Portland, Oregon, where she enrolled at a community college but never finished her studies. She eventually relocated to Maine, where she purchased 308 acres of fields in a rural region in 2001 with Walters' assistance. She established a tiny residential program there for girls with challenges similar to her own, girls who are at risk. She and her mother had reconciled enough by then to feature together in a joint interview for an adoption-related ABC broadcast. According to Page, the relationship was no longer so fraught. When Jacqueline's program ended in 2008, over 300 girls had joined. She had 2 marriages and divorces before facing charges of driving while intoxicated in Florida in 2013. Jacqueline has avoided the spotlight since her mother passed away in 2022, which seems to have been her goal all along. Walters stated in her 2014 retirement special, "Jackie has found it difficult all her life because she wants to be anonymous, she just doesn't like to be a celebrity. She might be the only person on the planet who is not fond of being a celebrity."